Bro, there's not that many people on. No, there's quite a few LFMs. I don't know. I don't know where everybody is. I don't know what they're playing. Nobody's playing DDO except for me, though. I mean, it looks like there's maybe... So let's say that's 20 people. Yeah, maybe like 250 on Sarlona. It's probably overestimate. It's probably less. I could look at the DDO server stats and see. It's probably like 200. That's low. I want to know what everybody's playing. At one time, this was my favorite quest. I'm pretty sure that this whole area was a recreation of the module Pharaoh that came out in like the 80s. I'm not 100% sure, but we should be able to handle R4. We should be able to. All things being equal. Hopefully, everyone had good holidays. Or are having a good holiday because it's still occurring, right? A lot of people take off from the day before Christmas Eve all the way till after New Year's. Do I have a hireling? Level 25. Do I have a level 21 hireling? I have Larafay. Are you kidding me? I don't have a 20. So I guess I have to use Larafay. I just need to make sure that if I die, I can get rezzed. That's all I really care about. I have Karaneth. I'll probably use Karaneth, actually. She's level 19. We're just gonna park her, throw her on, like... Okay, here we go. Oh, I forgot. 24. So I got, for Christmas, I got Cyberpunk 2077. And I've been playing it. And it's really, really good. I understand why so many people love that game. It's like really, really good. I'm surprised I haven't played it before now. So I'm excited to finish it. I think it's really cool. I'm at the very beginning of it though, so I have no idea what to expect, but people say it's really good. So far it's been a lot of fun. It reminds me of 3 different games. It reminds me a lot of Fallout. It reminds me a lot of Baldur's Gate, and then it reminds me a lot of The Matrix. Although The Matrix wasn't really a game. They did have Matrix games, but it reminds me of like, it's very, very influenced by like the Matrix, the Neuromancer series. There's just a lot of like sci-fi, like Blade Runner, heavily influenced by Blade Runner. So it's really, really cool ambiance kind of. And then the gameplay is very similar to Fallout. And the character creator and the characters remind me a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, which is great because they had like a really great character creator there. And I was really surprised at how good the character creator in Cyberpunk is. It's like really good. It's such a good game. So I'm hoping that it holds up, right? Because I'm only in Act 1. A lot of games are really good and really strong in Act 1, and then they just suck in Act 2 and 3. So we'll see how it goes. But it's not a new game. It's been around for a long time. A lot of people still talk about it, still think about it. So I have a feeling it's actually good throughout the whole thing. Probably gonna get Mommy Rot. What the hell am I doing that's healing these golems? Okay, my acid attack is healing the golem. Right. Flesh golems are healed by acid. Weirdly enough. And they cursed me. And I've got Mummy Rot. There we go. Probably gonna get Mummy Rot again. I don't really care. How is this dude poisoning me? Yeah, I've got Mummy Rot again. This is such a disaster. I'm not gonna worry about getting it off. There we go. I should be able to make the saving throw and not worry about it. Actually, you know what? I'll just... There, now it's all gone. Alright, so we're looking for the Wizard King tomb, so we'll see if we can find it this way. There's 3 different towers. We're going up... I don't remember what they're called. I just call this Tower 1, but I'm sure it has a more official name. We're going to jump around the traps. So there's a trap right to my left and in front of me. I'm going to skip them all. And we need to kill this dude in here, so I'm going to come in here and throw out all my AoE junk. Our defenses are really solid, though, at this level. You can see I'm not really taking a lot of damage, even though that dude is, like, beating on me. So it's pretty good. Although there's no effective defense against Mummy Rot. I have Mummy Rot yet again. It's alright, though. It doesn't really hurt us. As long as I make the saving throw when it hits, I don't have to worry about anything. Which I probably will make the saving throw. For the traps, I'm just going to jump. Just skip them all. I'm going to leave all those mobs back there. I don't really care. They can follow if they want. They won't, though. At one point in time, this was my favorite quest. So here the floors drop. So you can see all that. The floor just dropped out, although for some reason the skeletons don't fall. This floor is probably going to drop out too. Yeah. But we just go around it. I'll take it. Can I get that, dude? Yes. Alright, this could be trapped. It was, but it didn't kill me. I took a bunch of damage. It took like 1,000 points of damage, but it didn't kill me. Under normal circumstances, you'd probably want to deactivate that trap first, but I have a lot of hit points, so... When they introduced these quests, people's jump wasn't so high, so you couldn't really do what I'm doing. But now our jump is high enough that we can just jump up there. We don't have to run around. I'm kind of excited that this is going to sound really weird, but I've been watching that Mr. Beast show on Amazon, and it's really good. He did such a great job with that. So I'm excited that I think he's dropping episode 3 today, which is super cool because they kind of left a cliffhanger after episode 2. So I'm enjoying it. I recommend it. It's really interesting to watch what he did with 1,000 people for a game show where they're competing for $5 million. Like, that's a lot of money. So really interesting to see the psychology of how people behave when it's that much money, and how people have been bribed, and some people have refused bribes. It's really interesting. Oh, look at all those Reapers. Hello. The other thing, I'm working on a video for YouTube about the show Secret Level. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that too. It's really good. It's all about different video games. We can watch the trailer here when this is done if you haven't seen it. It's really good though. Not every episode is good, but it's about video games. If you're a gamer, it's worth watching. I do have a bunch of Christmas movies to watch still. I still have to watch Arnold. I still have to watch Bill Murray. Usually the first one I watch is Christmas Vacation, and then the Home Alones. Sometimes I watch the Home Alones and Vacation more than once. Like, sometimes I'll watch Christmas Vacation like all day. Let's say like Christmas Eve, I'll put it on over and over and over. I do that a lot with Home Alone. I really like both of the Home Alones, so... One of the rare circumstances where a sequel is just as good as the first. Like, the Home Alone 2 is just as good as the second one. I mean, the first one, you know, so... I do like to watch old shows too, so like I own all the Bewitched episodes. You know, Samantha married to Darren. Samantha's a witch. They have an episode though where Samantha and Darren, they go to the orphanage to take one of the orphans home with them to give the orphan Christmas, and the kid that they get is the same actor who was on like Lost in Space. He's a good actor. I think his name is like Billy Mumley or something like that. But anyway, the point is the kid is really bitter. He had like a hard life up until being 8 years old, or however old he is, 7 years old. And so Samantha sees that he's so irate and distraught about the holiday. He's just like very grinchy. And she's like, oh, I know what'll fix you. I'll just take you to the North Pole so you can meet Santa. And then Darren is like, wait, hold on, Sam. You're really going to meet Santa? I want to go. So it's just a really cool episode. So usually I try to watch that every year. And they actually do. They go there. You know, Samantha knows Santa, and Santa knows her and all of her other witch family, and they hang out with Santa and the elves. And he convinces the kid that, you know, it's okay to be happy. So it's a pretty good episode. It's a lot of old TV shows that they made that have like pretty decent Christmas episodes. That's just one of them. There's a good Twilight Zone. Art Carney, I think, was in it, who plays like a Santa who works for like a department store. He's a drunk and he gets fired. It's like Christmas Eve, and he makes a wish, like in this drunken haze, that he could actually help people instead of being a loser. And for Christmas, he's given like Santa's magical powers. He can just make presents out of his like trash bag that he carries around. And so then he actually goes around and starts acting like real Santa. It's really good. It's a good Twilight Zone. So I usually watch that too. All right, he was not in Tower 1. So we're going to go back to the entrance and see if he's in Tower 2. I have nothing that I can do to get that stupid depression off of me. I need good hope, but I don't have good hope. I think they even made a Star Trek Christmas special. Like, they have the Star Wars one. I actually own it. I watch it. It's good. It's so bad it's good. Like, I've gotten to the point where I've watched it so much in my life that I actually really like it now. It's just so funny. It's so bad. It's so stupid. It's just really good. They didn't subtitle the Wookiees talking to each other, so it's just Wookiees growling at each other for 5 minutes straight. You have no idea what they're saying. It's so funny. But it does have a really good, probably, even though they never really did anything with it, the Boba Fett cartoon that they made in that, I think is really good. All right, Tower 2. See if the Wizard King is here. I know Diablo 4 is doing some sort of Christmas event, but I haven't logged into that game since I've been playing Path of Exile. I had to resub to Star Wars The Old Republic because they were EA sent out a memo that they're doing a name release, dropping all of the account names. Like, basically they were releasing every name in the game, and if you weren't subbed to the game, that you were going to lose your name. So I had to sub in order to keep all the names that I made, because I beta tested Star Wars The Old Republic, so like I don't want to lose I have character names that I made when the game opened, right? So Tanya, good to see you. Happy holiday. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Thanks. Actually not on Cormare right now. I'm on Sarlona. I TR'd finally out of, on my main, out of Chaosmancer. I finished all 3 of my Chaosmancer Eladrin lives. And now I'm back to being a Drow Warlock, and I'm basically just headed back to cap. I still haven't hit level 34 in this character, so I, need to get back to cap and get those extra 2 levels. Shouldn't be that bad. This character has so much strength in it, like I can run R4 by myself pretty easy. Once I get into Legendary, I could probably do R6 by myself. Oh, there's a Fear Reaper. Where's the Fear Reaper? There he is. Three stacks. Not that bad. I remember when this quest was new. People used to spend hours and hours in here. Like guilds would just do entire nights. They would have like guild nights, and they would come out to the desert and do the quests. Dungeon crawl through here. Super cool. Alright, this is not the Wiz King either, but that's okay. It just means that I can get the treasure at the end. So on Cormare, I've got 2 of the hardcore rewards so far. I'm working on my 3rd. I TR'd so I could pick up the lantern for it. But that lantern that I'm working on is the long cloak, the Reaper cloak. And right now it's bugged where it doesn't matter what Mist Stalker you fight, you always get the same amount of points for it. So it's super slow to fill it, but they have a patch for that coming out soon, so I'm not going to, the reason I'm over here is because rather than go and work towards my next hardcore reward until it's patched, it doesn't make any sense to really do that, so I'm just basically, I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush. Like, once they patch it, then I'll do it. I'll just do it how I did the others. We'll just run into the mists on R1 over and over and over, and I'll get that done. That'll be done. But I was on there earlier doing, I did R4 Ravenloft with, even though I'm doing hardcore. It was alright. My character's really strong, so it's not like I need to worry about much, but the problem with R4 is that the damage can spike so high that it's easy to die if you're not careful, so. Think the floor is going to drop? No, got lucky. It did not drop. I did pick up my feet. So I have them. You can see them. If you haven't seen these, this is the Year of the Dragon anniversary reward. All you have to do to get these is just log into the game this month, right? I think. I'm not sure that they are. Float on by. How you doing? Happy holiday. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can tell me if you have to have already logged in previous, or if you just log in now, this is the reward that you get. But you can see that these footprints, they're red and gold, right? They look sort of fiery orange. They're red and gold, and they are on fire. So like you can see, there's like a fire effect on them, and I think that's super cool. Like, not only are these footprints cooler than any other footprints that we've ever had, even the hardcore ones, but the fact that they can do that fire effect makes me really upset that they didn't make all of the hardcore rewards for the season on fire. Because right now, the hardcore rewards are so similar to the story mode rewards, there's no way to tell the difference unless you zoom in super close to it. Troggy, good to see you. Happy holiday. Like, you guys see what I'm talking about, right? Like, you see how on this lantern, there's two faces? There's the face there in the green, and then there's this little face above it. The only difference between this entire group of pixels between the story mode and this hardcore one that I have is this extra face that's over the main face. That's it. And look how small that is. Like, if you zoom out, like, how are you going to notice that? Nobody's going to notice that. So if they made it on fire, like my footprints, then people would notice that the pet was a hardcore pet immediately because it's on fire. But that's a long rabbit hole for me to go down and start complaining about, so I won't, since it's a holiday. We'll just be thankful and focus on the good stuff, right? The good stuff is I can kill a Reaper without even stunning it. Like, that's pretty good. I'm in on R4, by the way, in case you're wondering. So I'm on a just about triple completionist character. So if you were working towards being a triple completionist, you can kind of see how strong it is. Like, I'm not really in any danger. They have a hard time hurting me. I have a cleric out just in case I die, because you never know. But for the most part, I don't have really much to worry about. It's not that it's so super easy. It's that with all the power and how much I know, like all the decisions that I'm making, it looks easy. Like, I don't know, maybe if somebody who never played the game before were to sit down and play, if they could do as well as I'm doing. But, having all the extra strength doesn't make it sort of simple. But, I've been playing this build for a long time, so I kind of just know what to do with it. And this is my own build. This is my minion enchanter build, although right now we're not really ramped up with power for minions, so we don't really use minions in epics. We really only start using minions when we hit legendary. But we do have our enchanter abilities up, so we do use like a lot of CCs. So I just think, like, I got the mount over here on Sarlona too. I just think that they should be a little bit more distinct, like, as hardcore rewards. I think that they should be, have like a shimmer of flame on them or something, so people can know when you ride by that you did the hardcore version of it. Because right now there's no way to tell the difference on the mounts either. Alright, so this is not the Whiz King in here. This is just a lieutenant. We don't have to worry about that comet because we're immune to knockdown, so... Warlock damage, though, is slow, so these fights do take a little bit longer than they might take, like a melee. Alright, we're gonna drop down, get rid of our mummy rot on the way. So we're almost ready now. Yeah. We will have the end reward. I don't need a shrine yet, so... And so here we had to do all the towers. It's fine. It's okay. It's a really good XP for this quest, so. So I have to remember not to do my poison attack on these. They will get healed by it. Have mummy rot again. During Maybar, I usually have mummy rot for the entire month because every place you go, there's mummies. Alright, so I should be able to, as long as I don't get stuck, like I should be able to get to the tower. Yeah, you want daddies for festival because Maybar has mummies. Alright, mummy rot's gone. I'm trying to think what would even qualify as a monster daddy. I'd need a monster manual. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one though. I mean, the Wanties are pretty tough. And there's that. What is that crazy monster that rampages the land and like ruins towns? Forget the name of it. It's some like a terror squay or something like that. No, not Father Christmas. They probably could. You could make like a mummy version of Santa. That would be actually pretty cool. Oh, Salmon Reaper. Yeah, the Terrasquay. Yeah, Cole. Yep. Yeah, that would be a daddy monster, I would think, because they are like super tough and they like ravage everything. Old school, right? They've been around forever. I have requested that we see one of those, but I think they're gigantic. I think it would be kind of like us seeing Godzilla. I think a good dragon would be good too. Second edition, yeah. Terrasquay. I've never actually fought one in a campaign, but they were impressive enough that I remember them. if you guys haven't seen the Amazon show Secret Level, it's worth watching. The Dungeons and Dragons episode is pretty cool. I mean, it's not really that good of an episode as a show because it sort of ends. It's more like an advertisement for Dungeons and Dragons, but they actually did a really good, like gold dragon. Like it looks really, really cool. And then Tiamat, obviously, you get to see, looks really cool too. And it's also interesting to see the portrayal of like a monk, a cleric, a paladin. Like I was, because that's something that when I watched the D&D movie with Chris Pines, I was like, okay, I think he's a bard. I think this woman is a fighter or a barbarian. I wasn't 100% sure. I think they said that dude was a wild magic sorcerer. I know that was a tiefling druid. She was the easiest one to figure out, but it's not like they gave us a real, like, I wanted them to kind of give us the, like a placard that would tell us, you know, their level and what classes they were and, you know, what their race was, because that kind of stuff matters to people who play D&D if they were making a movie for Dungeons and Dragons. So that's when I watched the Secret Level show, the first thing I was looking for is to see if I could easily recognize what their classes were. And it was super easy. Like I was right. I said, okay, this has to be this has to be this. I just watched what they did. Like when the orc druid did that like wall of wind, I'm like, that has to be a druid. And I looked it up and I was right. The gnome wizard with fire. I mean, it's all really good. They have a dwarf monk that does a lot of cool stuff. The paladin, we actually get to see lay hands. Like it's really cool. Like there's a lot of little things in it like that. The story isn't that good because, like I said, it ends sort of in the middle of things, just as things are getting cool. It's more like an advertisement for the game, but for what it is, I think had they made a movie like this, then I would have loved the D&D movie. I wasn't a huge fan of what they made. I thought it was okay. But, you know, I mean, I thought they could have done a lot better than they actually did. Probably gonna fall through the floor here. Frito-Lay chips are pretty good. Yeah. I used to like Cool Ranch Doritos a lot. I haven't really eaten them lately, but can't go wrong with corn chips, right? I was always a fan of salsa and tacos and Mexican food in general. I think it's really, really yummy. Warhammer was really, dude, I liked that one a lot with that mind creature. I thought that was great. They did such a good job with that episode. I think my favorite, I like Unreal Tournament a lot. The robot, I thought the character development in that one was really easy to like sympathize with that first robot there. The one who had like the error. I thought that was really good. And then I thought the Outer World one was really good with the guy who was in love with that girl. I thought that was like a sort of a really funny episode. I liked what they did with it. I've played the first Outer Worlds too, so like it reminds me a little bit. The reason I played it was like I thought it looked like Fallout in space, and it's pretty right on. Like they kept a lot of the humor that the original Fallout had. Good lord, I'm actually helpless. As some, like, proc hit me and, like, reduced my stats to 0. Yeah, my con is at 0 right now, so I can't really do anything. Probably gonna die unless my con gets fixed. Luckily I have a heal that kicks in. What am I waiting for that's going... Is it from the mummy rot? I think it might be the mummy rot. Bro, this dude hits... Oh, okay, I got my... Oh, it just did it again. Something keeps hitting my con and setting it to 0. This is so stupid. I probably can't really do anything. Alright, you know what? I can't fight that dude. Probably gonna die to that dude. Yeah, it's this stupid mummy rot, man. "20 seconds. Alright, he's coming for me. I need to move. And now there's a mummy behind me. My con is still 0. Alright, my con is 1. I gotta cure this bullshit. There. Alright, let's do it again. Alright, so finally I've got rid of whatever it was that was debuffing me. I think it was just like mummy rot, right? Okay, here we go. It had to be a really big proc to go down 52 points of con. Like, that's a lot. It usually never happens, so surprising. We didn't die, though. Surprise. Back in the day, right now, like, that stuff is on a timer, so you just have to wait it out and then it goes away. But back in the day when they first introduced all these things, that stuff was permanent. So, like, you wouldn't heal. Like, if this were a while ago, I would have just been permanently helpless unless somebody came along and actually, like, threw a heal on me. A lot of stuff was permanent. Blindness was permanent. If you got turned to stone, that was permanent. Yeah, the game used to be a bit more difficult back when the cap was level 10. But people used to, you know, like, get turned to stone and then log off and never log in the character again, right? Like... Oh, that dude hit me with a curse. I should probably, for him, throw on my spell absorb, because he does throw out a lot of magic. Yeah, look, I'm already... He's gonna burn through that entire ion stone. He's already used half of it. More than half of it. Yeah, there it is. I've got 2 charges left. Bro, it's like the scene in Aliens where they set up those autonomous machine guns in the hallway and, like, they shoot down to, like, they've got, like, 2 bullets left. Look at that. I've got 2 charges left in my spell absorb. All right, so I switch back to my XP once he's dead. Yeah, there we go. That's a really weird, obscure reference that I just mentioned, that alien scene, because that's deleted footage that actually didn't make it into the final movie. So you have to watch like the Aliens extended edition to see the extra scenes that they cut. They should have left it in. It was actually a good scene. Okay, so we did it. A lot of XP too, but we're gonna go get the treasure at the bottom since we cleared everything. Yeah, look at that XP, 200,000. That's really good. R4. Level 24. I am level 24. Pretty decent amount of Reaper XP too. And so this here, we just basically have to go around to the middle, which means we have to do one of these side rooms. Yeah, this one here. But back in the day, people would fall through the floor. People would be down here. They would be dead. This quest used to be a disaster. Okay, we made it. Easy peasy. And the treasure is open. Hey, look at that, 10,000 XP. And we'll get an epic chest. This is great. It's worth doing this if you have the time. Not that any of this gear is good, but it's okay. Okay, we got 2 tokens. Awesome. Worth the time to do that. Polar Big Green just came back 2012. Yeah, the game is very different. You had a dual Kopesh rogue. Wow, bro. Okay, so here's the thing. Back in the day, I used to collect Kopeshes because I thought they looked really cool. But I never liked that you had to take a feat. And there wasn't like a race that you could do, like a dwarf for Dwarven Axe. They get the feat for free. So and fighter wasn't anything that I ever wanted to play, even though you could do it to get the extra feat. So I collected them, but I never actually used them. To do a rogue with Kopeshes, that's bold, man. Were they wounding Kopeshes like back in the day? 2012 would have been a little too late for wounding, though, actually. But like people used to do wounding puncturing a lot with like dual wielding rogue who did dual puncturing back when like dual puncturing used to be like the go-to to kill bosses. They of course changed that. Now you can't really do that, but yeah, it's a much different game now. I think the game is in a better spot now than it used to be, but you know, there were some cool things back then. Overall though, I think it's a better gameplay experience now for people, and the destinies, like there's a lot of power in epics where I am now, like doing these epic destinies. Super fun. We're actually going to make ourselves a lot stronger right now because we're going to pick up at its core, which is going to give us temporary hit points. And then what I'll also do is grab a buff to my enchantment. Let's see, what am I doing on this character? I think it's just enchantment, right? I'm almost positive I took, yeah, so I'm doing enchant. So actually I'll do enchant over here. I have this build posted on the forum, by the way, if you're curious. It's my Warlock Minion Enchanter build. I also have a Dragon Lord build posted, and I have a Monk Thrower build posted. I need to update the Monk Thrower and the Dragon Lord, though, for level 34, but I did recently update this one like a couple days ago. So that's there if you want to look at it and check it out. It's super strong. I don't think anybody else plays a Minion Enchanter Warlock in the game, but it works really well for me. I like it. I just cooked up a build based on what I like to do. So if I'm playing like Path of Exile or Diablo, I like to do Minion Necros. And Baldur's Gate 3, I played a Warlock. Warlock is generally my favorite class. So, what do I want to do? Don't necessarily want to do the Burning City. That's a long quest. I don't necessarily want to do... I guess I could do that. Offering of Blood. I guess I could. I could go do some of those quests in House K. Yeah, let's do that. I need to do that. Monk, I went over this the other night. I'll sort of try to recap it again. So when the game first launched, my first character, Mary, was based on Mary Poppins, was a sorcerer, right? And Sork was super strong for that first year. They eventually nerfed Sorks, and I switched to be a cleric, and I raid healed because that was at the same time that they released the dragon. Vela, the first raid. The first raid in this game was Tempest Spine. But when they came out the dragon raid, so I would like heal on a cleric. And then eventually they released Monk, and I switched my Sork to a Monk and played Monk for a long time. It was super strong. And I loved it. And then they nerfed hand wraps. They made hand wraps kind of unplayable. And they also did something called Armor Up. They got rid of Thaco. They got rid of the old like D&D armor class, and they made it into what it is now with PRR, MRR, and the armor class the way it is now. So I re-rolled out of my Monk, and I went back to Sork. So it looks like I already did Vaughn 1. Check Vaughn 2 and Vaughn 3. So I already did Vaughn 3. Did I do Vaughn 4? So I was to Sork, and then Ravenloft came out, and I went and I did like, Into the Mist. So I did Vaughn 4. All right, so we'll go into the swamp and we'll do those quests there. But so doing like invitation to dinner on my Sork, I just got like obliterated. Like I had no mana. I would dump all my mana in the first room, and then I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where any of the shrines were. It took me hours to do invitation to dinner, and it just wasn't fun on my Sork at all. So I switched and became a Warlock, and back then that was when Warlocks were super strong, and I had a blast. It was so cool playing it because Warlocks really don't need to worry about mana as much as other casters, right? So I thought it was great, and then they started nerfing. They had already nerfed them a couple times, but then they really started bringing the hammer down on Warlocks. And it just, they made them unplayable. I was super sad because I loved my Warlock. And so then I switched and became a Druid, an Ice Druid. This was during, they had started hardcore. So for the first hardcore, I did a melee bard. For the second hardcore, I did an Inquisitive. And then they nerfed improved precise shot. So then I was like, fuck. So then I started doing an Ice Druid on my main on Sarlona, and then I did, I played one during season 3, but that's not what I actually did the hardcore on. I made one, but I ended up doing hardcore on a bear for season 3. Like a bear druid, and then realized that druids were super strong, and so then I basically switched my main, did ice. And I stayed an ice druid until they released Acolyte of the Skin, which fixed mostly. It fixed Warlock. Not 100%. They're still, you know, the DPS is still a little bit low, but they brought them back to where you could actually play them again. In heroics, anyway, you know. So now I'm basically, when I'm not doing other lives for past lives, the minion build, the minion enchanter warlock build is my main build. I did really enjoy Dragon Lord, though. They're really cool. And I think the minion bards are really fun. I love my monk thrower. It's not nearly as strong as it used to be, but it's still fun. There's a lot of really good classes that I just don't like. A lot of people do really well with like two-handed, you know, melee builds. A lot of people do really well with Artificer, doing ranged. I think they're super strong for hardcore. Favored Soul is also super strong for hardcore. So I did I did season 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 as a Favored Soul for hardcore. And then season 9, the last one, I did as a Warlock. Basically. Because they nerfed Favored Souls. I don't know if you guys don't remember. They nerfed a bunch of stuff, so. Went back to playing my favorite. And so now that's pretty much what I'm doing. Playing Warlock. I did 3 Chaos Mancer lives, and I thought the wild magic was really interesting and kind of cool at first, but I got really sick of it. It's just way too unpredictable for me. So I probably wouldn't play it again. Although I hear people, they say that doing an Eladrin Warlock with wild magic is really strong. I'll take their word for it. I don't need to try it. Like I've had enough. So I don't want to do that anymore. Oh, there's 2 Fear Reapers. I'm using Carrion Swarm as my Epic Strike. You can see it's hitting pretty well, even though they nerfed that. Most people don't use it anymore, but I've got my DCs on it high enough that, I mean, it's still, you know, doesn't do damage like it used to, but it's still okay. It's still an AoE Epic Strike. See a Famine Reaper. Yeah, they added a lot of things to the game. The archetypes are new. They're like a prestige class, kind of. I don't know if that's the best way to describe them, but if you're familiar with like the old Dragon magazine classes that they would cook up, or prestige classes. So there are quite a few really interesting archetypes now that they have. The Dragon Lord is an archetype of fighter, and it's super, super strong. Like, really strong. So if you're going to do your fighter lives, like if you're working on completionist, I recommend doing it as a Dragon Lord, because it'll just be a lot easier than doing it as a regular fighter. And they still count towards completionist, the archetypes. You can do them all. Like, if you wanted, if you were going for like absolute completionist, where you're doing every single class, every single archetype, you do get extra power from having them. I haven't done that. I probably won't do that. I don't really care. But people do it. Oh, are you kidding me? The dude died. See, this is why I always skip these quests, because you can still fail. That's so dumb. I forgot that doofus could die. Alright, so we're gonna skip this whole bullshit area. I'm gonna leave. I forgot, that's why I don't come into here. And we'll just go to the Forgotten Realms. Yeah, you have to guard that dude and keep him alive. It's one of the few quests where you actually still have to guard someone and keep them alive. They generally got rid of all that. Like, you guys played back in the day, you remember when Coil from like Eastern Threnal could not die, or otherwise you'd fail the quest. And people used to, like, that quest used to be like a raid. People would like vet you before you'd be allowed into the party, because they didn't want to, spend 14 minutes going to the end only for a Coil to die. But they used to happen. The same thing with Vaughn too, you guys, if you remember when Vaughn was new. Vaughn too, if anybody got blown off the platform, the quest would fail and everybody would be kicked out and you'd have to start again. And it didn't matter what point of the quest you were in. You could have already done the maze. You could have already been towards the end of the quest for the last fight. Somebody falls and the quest gets reset. People used to go nuts over that. Like, so they changed them all though now, so you really can't fail that stuff. So I'm surprised that they kept that mechanic in as a necessary to finish this. I'm surprised they didn't make that dude's death optional. R4 though, I'm not sure if I could keep him alive alone. Maybe I could have, but honestly, it's not worth all the extra effort. Just better to just go do another quest. These quests are pretty good. I do have a Gibber's Blade, so it's not like I really need to worry about using a hireling to res me if I die. I'm gonna try not to die though. Yeah, they added an archetype that is that synergizes really well with Rogue. It's called like a Dark Ranger, and you can trap on it. A lot of people really like it. The Blightcaster Druid is also an archetype that's really strong, like really, really strong. If I weren't doing a Warlock, I'd probably be a Blightcaster. Either that or another one that's really strong is a Sacred Fist Paladin. Those are really strong too. Super cool. Yeah, the party leader raid. The first time that we did Vela as a guild when she first came out, I won the helm, the Moranin, because I was, like I said, a cleric. I was one of the healers, so I got that helmet, and I didn't like the way it looked because it looks like basically like Pinhead from Hellraiser, basically, kind of. So I was like not happy about it, and this is before they added hide helm from the game. Like, you know, you couldn't hide it, so that was like one of the reasons that I kind of like lost interest in playing, because I just didn't like the way it looked on my character. I'm one of those people who cares about what my character looks like. I know there are people who play who don't care at all, but so I was really happy to become a monk because I liked the way the monk moved. I liked the way they fell. I just liked the way they were animated. And they introduced the armor kits, and they had a couple of the good like ninja. You could look like a ninja. So it's really cool. So I still have those armor kits actually. Yeah, monk used to be so strong. Used to be able to solo anything. Back when hand wraps were good. Monks are still fun now. They're still good. They're just not as crazy overpowered as they used to be. But I think we're getting a monk archetype next. I forget what it's called. So that should breathe some life into monk. Especially if it uses hand wraps. Which would be really cool, because I have like banks filled with old hand wraps. You know, they really have not been like something you can use, but oh, he completely, bro. Oh, did you see that? I just got hit with something. Oh, of course, I got a stack of 8 of these friggin' cold things on me. Oh, whatever that thing is. Or not the Plague Reaper. That wisp right there. The cold buffed wisp. Ah, that's lethal. It's probably going to kill me. Ah, I've got a couple stacks of this bullshit on me now. So that's the thing with this game. It's like you can get one champ that has a damage buff and it'll just obliterate you. And nothing else is hurting me except for him. Finally, it's dead, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it had like a damage proc on that ice thing that it was doing. It hit me for like 1200 damage or something. Stupid. But we lived. Okay, we cured everybody. It says collect samples. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Okay, it's this dude over here. Yeah, this. The Shroud. Yeah, Shroud. I used to do Monk and Shroud. Yep, it was awesome. As a matter of fact, all the green steel that I built was back when I was playing a Monk. I still have all my green steel, too. Like all that original heroic green steel. It's still good now. That's the crazy thing about it. I made it in like, I don't even know, 2010, 2009, somewhere around there, and it's still good now, or whatever. Might have been like 2011 that I made it, but how many MMOs can you play and make gear like 15 years before and go back and it's still good? I don't know any game that you can do that. So it's good. I mean, it's not like you'd wear it. your entire life, but you could wear it all of heroic, and then you can probably wear it up into epics. I'm not wearing it now because on this character my green steel are goggles, and I'm wearing a 3-piece esoteric initiate set from Sharn. So I've got a 3-piece esoteric initiate, a 5-piece epic salt marsh. I've got my voice of the master, and then I'm using 2 crafted pieces. I use a con belt with spell resistance, and then my ring. I use this ring on all, like every level. I have a different version of this ring. It has sheltering, spell resist, because I usually stack spell resist, so I've got it at 62 right now. And then my main hand is an ornamental dagger that I have a kobold gem, and I'm using coal magic autos, and I think I have like a ruby of disintegrate in there. I might be wrong though. Oh, it's a meteoric star ruby. Yeah, so I've got a 4-piece autos, and I think it's a 4-piece coal magic. Might actually be 5 pieces. It's a 5-piece coal magic, so it's pretty good. I mean, it's decent for epics, right? A lot of choices that you could make when you're gearing up for epics. A lot of people, though, don't even change their gear. They'll stay in their Feywild gear. Like the level 5 Feywild stuff is super strong. So if you just came back to the game, that's what I would say. Like my tier list for expansions that you should get. This is obviously my opinion, but I think that the 2 S tier is Isle of Dread and Feywild. I think overall, like, the quests are great. The gear is fantastic. The experience for the quests, the sagas, it's all really, really good. The dinosaur weapons and artifacts are hard to beat. They're super, super good. The gear drops well. The zone is fun. The quests, like the writing is good. So like Isle of Dread, definitely like S tier. Feywild, it's really hard to beat the set bonus for Feywild. So absolutely an S tier. And the quests are all fun. The zone is cool. You can get Fey Twisted Chest. The raid is really good. Like it's just the Feywild is really, really good. Probably A tier I would put as Salt Marsh, and the reason the gear is good and the quests are good, it's just some of the quests, actually most of the quests that you do don't give enough XP. So for legendary, they're slow. Sharn is probably A, I think, as well. It's kind of the same reason, but more that. So the problem with Sharn is good. It's like a high A because there's a lot of good quests that you can do. There's a lot of XP. But the problem is some of the gear on the gear sets, they're behind an RNG that is like they're on this rare table. So a good example of what I'm talking about is like on Cormare, I'm trying to get an Esoteric Initiate set. Well, you can farm these 2 pieces really easy, but trying to get the bracers, I've been trying to loot these bracers now. I've ransacked 4 characters. They're so rare, and that it's like that with every set bonus. Like there's always one piece that's ultra rare and super hard to get. So if you want to do like part of the family for a melee, you have to get gloves, you have to get armor, and then you have to get this necklace. The necklace is super, super rare, super hard to get. The collect sight is hard to get. That's not part of a set, but that's like the goggles that everybody wants. And then if you wanted to do like, let's say the Flame Cleanse Fury set, the cloak for that is just really rare to get. Like it's super hard. I farmed for that like a bunch of hardcore seasons without ever getting it. Yeah, so I mean that's what pulls it down. Oh, that's a Plague Reaper. That's what's hitting me so hard. That's what pulls it down from an S tier to an A. It's like everything's really fun. The quest, the XP is good. It's a good zone. It's a good pack to have, but it's not an S tier because it's just way too hard to like target farm some of that gear. even if you run sagas and you're turning them in and you're getting all the stuff done, it's like on Cormyr, there's pieces from Sharn that I just don't have, so I can't use any of the set bonuses. So on Sharn, I'm using Feywild, I'm using Isle of Dread, and I'm using Saltmarsh. And so those are the expansions that I rate like as the highest, just because they're the easiest to sort of play in and work with, and they have really good quests. Vecna, the quests are really good, but some of the quests don't give enough XP. The gear is really hard to get. A lot of the gear is really weird. So like Vecna's probably like, I would put that as like a B, a low A. Myth Draenor is probably a high B. And same reason, there's other things about Myth Draenor that are sort of troublesome, but it has nothing to do with the quality either. Like the quality is Myth Draenor is awesome. All the expansions are awesome. Like as far as quality goes, they all have generally really good writing. The voice acting is all great. The quests are all interesting. Like Myth Draenor has Amelia Tyler doing some of the voices. She was the dungeon master for Baldur's Gate. You can't get any better than her, man. She's like awesome. But the problem with it is that there's just a lot of bullshit to deal with the quest not dropping any gear. It's super hard to like gear up there. The quest, there's no quick travel to the Myth Draenor quests. The zone is gigantic. You have to ride out there. It's really easy to get lost. It's almost impossible to find any of the rares. So there's like a lot of things that pulls it down to like a B. If they were ever to fix any of that stuff, then I'd reevaluate it. It could easily be an S tier expansion. It's just they would need to fix some of this stuff. They would need to like boost the XP that the quests give by like 2 or 3 times. They need to add quick travels to like an Isle of Dread. Like you can talk to an NPC and it won't teleport you directly to the quest, but it'll get you close enough that it's easy to ride to the quest. That's a super nice convenience, and all you have to do to unlock that NPC is to just do the quest once. So you have to ride out to the quest once the first time you do it, and then every time after that, you can just quick travel out there. They don't have anything like that in Myth Draenor, unfortunately. So it just, it detracts a little bit from it. Ravenloft is, I would probably put Ravenloft as like A, like mid A. Super fun, great zone, awesome. But the gear is just like sub now. It needs to be modernized. Which sounds crazy because Ravenloft is one of the new expansions, but the way that they make gear started to change after they released Ravenloft, and now it's just most of the Ravenloft stuff, not all of it, right? But most of it is sort of, you're better off using something from the Feywild or Isle of Dread or Saltmarsh or Vecna. Like you just get more power out of the newer stuff. So while like Death House, people still use the Death House boots, people still use like the ring from Death House. There are still pieces that people use, and there probably are people who run around with Ravenloft set bonus. But if you look at the actual bonus, the set bonus for the other places are stronger than the Ravenloft one. So like they would, if they changed it and like modernized it, then Ravenloft could easily be an S tier as well. Because it's a really good zone. The quests are really good. It's got a great Slayer zone. Like it's just a really fun expansion. So, and most of the quests give really good XP. There's a couple that give a little bit low, but for the most part, it's good. All right, I'm not going to try to kill the wood woads in here. I'm not going to worry about it. Just want to finish this. Yeah, for the most part, this stuff really doesn't even hurt me. It's just every once in a while, a champion. I don't know if they had champs. You haven't played since 2012. I think they had champs back then. They might not have, though. I forget the year that they introduced champions, but Champ, the people call them crowns or whatever. They have the little like crown over them. There's different tiers. There's like a tier 1 crown, a tier 2 crown, and a tier 3, and they get more powerful the higher they go up. I think they're also like colored too, so I think it's like bronze, silver, and gold. I might be wrong, but it's something like that. Usually, though, you don't need to tell all that specific stuff about them. Although, you know, I mean, if you wanted to be able to visually identify a really dangerous champ right away, like I just killed a champ right there. I don't know if it was like it looked like a double. It could have been a triple. I don't think it was though. Here's a champ right here. Like I can't really tell. But we can look and see. On hit, light, damage, uncanny aim. Yeah, it was doing quite a bit of damage. That had a damage boost. It wasn't as bad as the other one though. Maybe somebody in chat knows how to read the champs like super well. But it just helps to notice, you know, even if you don't notice if it's like a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, it just helps to pay attention to what the champs are. Because when you're doing, if you do any Reaper questing, see how I've got a Carnage Reaper chasing me? The Reapers aren't really that dangerous. I mean, they can kill you easy, right? But usually the thing that's going to kill you in an R4 is a champion. Because if they get it like a damage multiplier, they can hit you for like 1,000 or 2,000 points, you know, and kill you really quick. There's 2 champs. Those are red, right? These are all red. So I think those are like tier 2. I think it's orange is 1, red is 2, and then like gold is 3. I might be wrong. We could look on the wiki and see. I think they tell you, or maybe somebody can look it up for us. It's something like that though, but honestly, it's something that you like think about subconsciously, but you're really not gonna, you know, stress about it unless you're doing hardcore. Hardcore, it's important to know stuff like that because you want to make sure in hardcore that you stay away from anything that's, you know, super lethal, and that a tier 3 champ would be like super lethal on hardcore. So usually I look at the name. So like a Mark of Chaos, usually I don't want to get anywhere near a Mark of Chaos because generally they have like a melee buff. Oh, he just hit me quite hard. I'm soloing R4. Most people just do R1 because it's quicker. But I think that it's probably more interesting for me to do R4 just because of the live stream for you guys watching. Yeah, see, that's like I think that one might be tier 3 right there. Like it's got like a gold, but I might be wrong at reading them. Right? That looks golden, like gold fire to me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's dead, right? I just try to stay away from them all. And there's, well, it's easy to see that one there. He's got like a red crown. They're all attacking the Fear Reaper. I think that's so funny. Yeah, if you do Reaper, the Fear Reapers are really dangerous because they'll do a dot on you. So you gotta kill them as quick as you can. Either run right up to them or run far away from them. If you run really far away, the dot won't hit you, and if you run right up next to them, for some reason, it's like the dot doesn't go off on you if you're like standing right next to them. I do not need a shrine. Oh yeah, struggling with elite. Yeah, I mean, you'll get there. You just got to get a build. It's like anything else, right? It's like I keep dying in Path of Exile on my my witch, my minion witch, because right now my minions don't have enough health, and when my minions die, it takes like whatever, like 60 seconds for them to re-res. And during that time that they're dead and I'm running around by myself, I keep dying. So like I need a better build that's gonna get me more health, like more defenses for my minions. So I'm waiting for Max Roll to like post a guide, like a guide tier list, so I can get like a better build, because the one I'm doing now is sort of, it's okay, but I keep dying. So the same thing in this game. Like this game here, like the build that I'm doing now is really strong, so it's easy for me to do R4, but I said this earlier, like I'm almost triple completionist. I know the game really well, so there's just a lot of junk that like I don't even have to think about to react to. Whereas if you haven't played the game in a while, you might not know exactly what's happening by what occurs on the screen, and not know what to do to react to it. So, but that doesn't take that long to figure out. Like that's pretty easy to pick up. Definitely the build helps though. Like if you were looking for a build to come back and play the game that's super strong, I would recommend playing Dragon Lord. I think Dragon Lord is like probably the meta right now. It's like a god tier. You know, it's really hard to build a shitty Dragon Lord. You can, but it's hard. Most are just gonna stomp everything. But if you're playing something like a rogue, yeah, rogues are usually quite challenging to play. Solo, anyway. They're good in groups because of the backstab and stuff. Artificer is a really good sort of a mix between like a rogue class and a like a wizard kind of, I guess. So usually if people ask me like what's a good class to play for hardcore, I usually recommend a Warforged Artificer. You don't have to do ranged. Like I actually think doing melee is better. I have a melee Warforged build. There's Nimvind has a really strong melee Warforged build. Like they're really strong for hardcore if you were looking for something that can trap and survive and do hardcore. But if you were just like questing normally, they're also really good for just questing normally, you know, if you're running around solo. Clerics are also really strong now. They added a lot of like good spells. Dark Apostates are really strong because they have a lot of like inherent immunity. Sorcerer, Wild Sork, if you don't mind the wild magic procs, they're really strong. The wild magic is super good. Deep Gnome, if you do like a PK monster, is still really strong. And they are a lot of fun too. Like doing insta-kill builds are really fun. So doing like an undead, like a lich gnome who runs around doing Finger of Death, Wail of the Banshee, and PK, Phantasmal Killer. Like it's super fun, super strong. Druids are also really strong now. Bear druids, they're not as strong as they used to be, but they're still really good. Caster druids are really good. Like ice is super strong still. Like I said earlier, the Blight Caster archetype is really good. There's a lot of really strong defenses built into the Blight Caster, and then the Thorn spells are really strong. Really need to get a hold monster on that too. Yeah, there we go. Alright, hopefully dude has a bazillion hit points. If you like ranged, I think Inquisitive is still pretty decent. People seem to do really well with it still, even though it's like got nerfed a couple times. They nerfed improved precise shot. People are still doing really well with it. And they just changed ranged for crossbows too. I'm not sure how people like them. You guys would have to tell me because I don't usually play them, but they just, one of the latest patches changed the way ranged crossbow combat works. Right? I don't think it was bows. I think it was just crossbows, but supposedly they made it slower to shoot, but each shot does more damage. Don't know. I see a lot of people running around with crossbows, so I'm sure they're still good. You guys have to let me know, though. Oh, bards are really good, too. The Storm Singer bards are really strong. If you do, like, melee, you can do, what's it called? Finesse, and do whatever that skill is that they have, forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's really good. Single weapon fighting, and you have like a finesse weapon. A lot of people do bard casters too. So I thought that they just gave us a monk iconic, right? Isn't the Tabaxi a monk iconic? I think it is. So, and we're getting the monk archetype. So now what we need, I keep hoping that they give us an Underdark Drow Warlock iconic. Like, that's the one that I want them to make for us. We don't have a Drow iconic. We don't have a Warlock iconic. We do have one Warlock archetype, which is Acolyted Skin, which I don't like. I don't think it's very strong, but it's interesting. I just don't like it. I don't think it plays well. Somebody might come up with a build for it, though, that works, but I didn't like it when I played it. Okay, we've got the Carney. Which way am I going? Okay, this way. In some of these, the floor drops out. I just don't remember where that happens. I don't really need to worry about it, though, because I think I have evasion. Do I have evasion at this point? Yes. Oh, actually, no. I don't have evasion yet. I don't get evasion until I hit Core 3. So I really don't want to fall in a trap at this point. Okay, which way am I going? Not that way. This way. Okay, there it is. I'm right next to the Fear Reaper, and no, it didn't put any dots on me. Famine Reapers are spellcasters, so... And every time they make that noise, that's them ramping up their power. So the longer they're around, the more they do that, the stronger they get. So you kind of want to deal with them. But I would always deal with the Fear Reaper first, because that would probably be what kills you. They all suck, though. Like, they all have a thing that'll get you if you're not careful. Plague Reapers put a curse on you where you can't be healed. Carnage Reapers just hit really hard. But usually the one that I get the most afraid of is, if it's free, is the Fear Reaper. Alright, I'm pretty sure this whole thing is a trap, so I'm just gonna jump over it so I don't fall. And this last fight completely sucks, so hopefully... I'm just gonna throw down a bunch of CCs. I see a Famine Reaper, and I hear him ramping up. I'm gonna try to hit him with the spell. I got him, And that Den Mother hits really hard too. This quest kind of sucks, like this fight. I think all the Reapers are dead. No, there's a Carnage Reaper right here. That's dead. Okay, so the Carney's dead. I think the Famine Reaper's dead. I'm gonna try to CC these champions right here. Alright, I got the old monster on them. We'll hit them. Just throw out a bunch of stuff. I cannot CC the Den Mother, but that's okay. Gotta get this dude because he's healing. Okay, so he's gone. So now it's just me and the Den Mother. That's okay. I should be okay because I do enough temporary hit points on myself. Like, I've got a lot of temporary hit points rolling on me constantly that I should be okay. If you actually watch my health, it's not really going down. There's a lot of things that are keeping me healed right now. I'm using Cocoon. I'm using Renewal. I'm using Shining Through. I'm using Shard Storm. So there's a lot of stuff that's just constantly healing me. So all the damage that I'm taking from her is getting healed pretty quick. Although she really isn't hitting me that hard. And she's taking all my damage. I don't see that she's immune to anything, so it's pretty good. For my level, my armor class is pretty decent for considering that I'm in light armor. Actually, I'm not even in armor. I'm wearing a robe like a monk. And I'm using a buckler. So the fact that I have 123 AC, but that's from all my past lives. That's where I'm getting all that extra stuff. Plus, I also have 22 dodge, which, you know, like, that's not reduced by Reaper. So these other defenses are in Reaper. I think, like, R1 lowers your incorporeal by 10%, and then every R after that, it's 5% up to, I think it's 25%. So it caps out at like R4. Concealment is 10% for the first one, so R1, and then 5% for everyone after that. So like my concealment is 25%. in R4. Like I basically that's useless. But dodge is not reduced by anything; it's always there. So that's 22% chance that something misses you before, before it gets a roll to hit your armor class. So it's worth stacking dodge. Is my point. Like it's always good to have dodge. Especially if you have low armor class and low PRR, dodge is really good to have. What's my PRR? My PRR is 127. That's decent. It's not that great, but it's because I'm in a robe. If I were wearing actual armor, that would be higher. And so that's new. I don't think PRR was in the game like in 2012. So like that's physical resist and that's magic resist. They're two different numbers and you want to get them as high as you can get them. Armor class, nobody worries about armor class unless you're tanking. So like I'm not worrying about it. It just happens to be good. But I don't really care about it. A good armor class for a tank is like over 700, if that gives you like a sense. So the fact that I have 123 looks really good if you're thinking about like old school THACO numbers, but that's not how they do it in the game anymore. Now you can get like over, I think tanks can get up to 800 or 900 armor class now when they're all buffed up. So it's crazy. And then PRR, like for a tank, I think it's like 300 or 400 is like the target for it for a tank. MRR is kind of harder to get up. Usually you want 100 MRR, and that's usually people are happy with 100. People are usually happy with like 200, 250 PRR. If you have under like 150, you're considered like really squishy. Like I said, people don't really look at armor class these days unless you're playing as a tank, and not a lot of people do. So most of the time you're like stacking PRR. That's usually what people chase. Fortification too. Like I think the goal is like over 200 for it. I think if you're tanking, you want like 300 or higher for it, something like that. I don't usually tank. I'm just giving you like estimates based on what people do on hardcore, but I don't really worry about this stuff, but a lot of my stats look good, and that's because of all the past lives that I have. Like this character is like I have every epic past life. I have completionist for heroic, although I don't have all the archetypes yet. I have every iconic except for the Tabaxi, and then I'm just shy of being triple completionist because I'm missing like I think 1 or 2 racials. But I'm not really like in a huge rush to finish getting triple completionist because it's already strong. Like it's not. I don't feel like I'm weak at all in any area. So, and plus like it's like the long game. I'm not in a rush to like beat DDO because there's really nowhere to go once you finish doing all that stuff, right? Like I would still play like normal, so I'm not in a rush. Eventually I'll do them. We'll see what happens with the new 64-bit servers. Like if they allow me to move my main over there, I certainly will. I'll put this tune on Cormier. And then because I'd be on Cormier doing the guild with the hardcore, I probably would be more motivated to finish triple completionist and get everything done over there and do multiple past lives. But over here on Sarlona, with me being on Cormier as well, I'm much less motivated to do it. But I did, like I said, I finished my Chaosmancer Eladrin lives, so now I'm headed back to Cap, and I have not yet unlocked level 34 on this character because they recently raised the level, so that's what we're also headed back to do. And if you guys are wondering about my build, so I'm a minion enchanter build, and all the minion abilities I get come mostly from Enlightened Spirit and Primal Avatar. In Enlightened Spirit, it's this line right here. That's the minion booster. So fortify summons, imbue summons, and then displace summons. That gives us gives all of our hirelings and summon things 25% concealment, 10% dodge. This boosts their spell power, melee power, range power, and then this here gives them PRR, MRR, and 100% fort. That also stacks with the stuff I get from Primal Avatar, which I'm using Shared Mantle. So all of my hirelings inherit my mantle powers, which I'm using Heart. So all of my hirelings will then do fire, light, alignment damage, and any heal spells they cast have a chance of proccing a rejuvenation cocoon. Once I go up into this tree, I'll get more powers. I'll pick up natural shielding, which will make them even stronger. There's a bunch of stuff on the gear that I get, like augment summoning I'll get from my gear that will make the hireling stronger. And then for me, I get defenses over here in Shadow Dancer. I get evasion. I've got immunity to energy drain here. I stay in Unyielding Sentinel, even though I'm already immune to knockdown. I would get it again from Stand Against the Tide here, but usually what I do if I'm doing hardcore is I get Last Hope, and I go up into here, and I get a bunch of the defenses here. When I'm not doing hardcore, usually I'll either do like Unyielding Sentinel and Exalted Angel for the wings, or I'll do Shadow Dancer and Exalted Angel. I'm just not sure exactly where I'm going to land, but right now I'm just doing my normal, like this is what I'm doing on hardcore right now because it's super survivable. But without the hardcore, I don't really need to survive. It doesn't really matter if I die, so I just don't like dying. So like I try to play defensive and stay alive. This quest is pretty long, and I don't want to waste my time because if I were to die and I use a Gibber's Blade, I'd be in the middle of nowhere. Likely it would be really hard for me to get back. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't think I have any res cakes on me, I'm going to summon this cleric and we'll just pin her at the start. This is basically if I die, I can call her to res me. I mean, obviously I'm going to try not to die, but you never know. I'm in on R4, so I could have a champion do something stupid to me. And there's a champ, that Mark of Law. I don't really want to get that close. There's another one, an Archeron. I'm not noticing like massive damage hits, so I don't think those champs are damage boosted, but still don't want to get too close to them anyway. Oh, they added purple alerts too, if you haven't played in a while. So now you can get a red alert, and then after a red alert, you can get a purple alert. And purple alert makes it so that, like, they move really, really fast. They can see invisible. Most normal questing, though, you're not going to pop a purple alert. Usually that only happens if you like join a pug and people are zerging around like crazy. It's super fun when you're doing hardcore and people pop a purple alert on you. Yeah, for the most part, everything is okay. It just to be like a random champion that would get me. H46, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good holiday. Nice. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the 5 months. Oh, this one procs when you go near the door. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can actually hold this. I'm gonna try. Nope, saved. I'll hit him with Evarts. There we go. Yeah, you can't save against Evarts, buddy, can you? Evarts is basically like fancy web. It's like a non-sticky, sticky web, I guess. How do you describe it? It's like a web that you don't have to worry about fire. Right? Because usually with web, you throw down a web, somebody throws fire, and it burns the web up. But you can't do that to Evarts. It works exactly like a web, except it doesn't really care about fire. It's one of the best spells in the game, I think. It's one of the reasons that I like to play Warlock, because it's so good. Yeah, that's right. The tentacles for Evarts slap. They do slap damage. That's, I mean, how can you get any better than that? It might be the best spell in Dungeons & Dragons. Because it holds you down and it slaps you silly. So I'm swimming really, really fast. And I think it's because I'm wearing a belt from the salt marsh. That gives me, like, swim like a fish. Oh, no, I'm not. Where am I getting the boost to swim? I have no idea. Well, it's good that I am swimming so fast, though, for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I just have a good swim. Oh, my swim is 38. That's really good. It looks like at some point I found a +5 swim tome and used that. But this is my main, so like I use everything that I find on this character, so it's not a surprise. Alright, more wood woads, right? Oh my god, look at all the champions. 3. And I just got a damage. That Solar Cruelty has a damage buff on it. It just hit me with an acid dot. So I have to be really careful. And now I'm at 2 stacks. It's not hitting me that hard, but let's see if it climbs up more. No, it just went to 2. I'll rebuff myself. That went invisible. They don't know where I went. Okay, we'll get the druid first. We'll get the wisp. And then we'll get the bear. I think, do I have to go this way? I don't remember. This might be a dead end. I think this is the dead end, yeah. I'm in like a vine horror city or something. And there's a Carnage Reaper here. There he is. All right, yeah, this is like, I'm sure there's some reason to go in here, but it's not the right way. This is the right way. So I have to avoid the bear traps. Okay, we're making it. We're cooking here. God, that's it. Like gross. I think I have to fight the spider dude, right? Yeah, here he is. He has a pet spider. And the pet spider's gonna get upset and he's gonna pop out at me at any minute. There it is. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying Cyberpunk. Not sure if any of you guys have played it, but how can you tell when something red name with that overlay style? You mean my UI? It's not ideally set. Like I can tell when they're champs, I can tell when they're crowned, but I can't tell what tier they are. I think it's color based, right? Orange, red, and gold or something like that. We'd have to look on the wiki. Oh yeah, I did. I changed my I did that years ago though. I changed the color of my mobs so they're all red except for bosses I think are purple. I honestly did that so long ago. Yeah. I probably should like set mini bosses to orange or some other color. I literally set that in like probably 2006. And it's just because the other MMOs I was playing at the time, all the mobs were red and I just wanted it to be consistent. I don't recommend doing it, by the way. It's just something that I did. But I'm also playing the game on an Xbox controller, so like it's definitely, I'm not playing like most people play this game. So a lot of my keys, like these are all the abilities that I use on the Xbox controller, and then I have to mouse click or hotkey these others. Most of them are just mouse clicks though. So I play most video games with an Xbox controller, though. I'm playing Path of Exile 2 with an Xbox controller. I play Diablo 4 with an Xbox controller. I'm playing Cyberpunk with an Xbox controller. So, like, I usually don't use a keyboard and a mouse. I'm gonna get out another dancing ball. Grab these. So you can see, I can tell it's a champ because it says it's shadow marked. I can see the crown over it. I can see if the crown is golden or red or orange, like that one right there, right? It looks kind of red to me. But I probably could optimize the color palette to be a little bit more friendly to read. Yeah, I think a lot of it came from when I used to play Ultima Online. This is one of the first MMOs, and all the like system was keyed around blue, gray, and red. So enemies were red, like criminals were gray, and then allies were blue. So I pretty much set up all the colors like that. I think I also did the same thing in Lord of the Rings Online. Old school Ultima Online. Used to go hunting reds in Felucia. When Felucia was like basically they had active PvP in every area of Felucia, and if you didn't want to PvP, you'd go to what they call Trammel, which was basically like a mirror of Felucia, except it had all the... There were more rules around PvP. You just couldn't run up and kill somebody. But in Felucia, you could. Felucia, you just run up to anybody. You could steal from them. You could hide. So in Felucia, what people would do is they would stealth at the bank, and then people would like go to the bank, open their backpack, and in that game, you had to open your backpack and then like drag what you wanted to put in your bank, and somebody could be stealthed behind you and like reach into your bag and grab it and take it, and if you didn't notice, they could just empty your bag out. So you could be standing at the bank and everything would just disappear. If you didn't notice, there was nothing you could do either. What you'd have to do is just find another bank where there aren't like people stealing from you, right? But if you did notice, what would happen is that the person, the thief, would be flagged as gray. Their name would go gray, and that would mean that they're a criminal. They're freely attackable, so then you could attack them. And then the minute you attack them, then they could attack you. So a lot of times that's what people would do who like wanted to murder people in town, because they didn't want to... If you go gray in front of a guard, you'd get whacked. You'd get killed by the guard, right? So what they do is they'd stealth, they'd steal from you. You'd see them. They'd be gray, you'd attack them, and then they would have some kind of crazy like 1-2 shot weapon that they would hit you with and kill you in town. And because you attacked them first, it wouldn't prompt the guards to kill you. So people used to do stuff like that all the time. It was a fun game. It's brutal, ruthless. They don't have games like that anymore. Maybe Eve, if you guys, anybody in chat played Eve, was similar. But they got rid of all the bloodthirsty aspects of like MMO PvP. And now, you can't really steal from people. You respawn. There are some games, right? Like Rust, I think you can do stuff like that, but all right, we hit level 25. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure here I do light. Yeah. Light and alignment. Gotta boost my damage. And now I get to spend my extra Reaper points here. I haven't even spent all of them. I have 93 total. I only spent 78, but later on, like I'd have to respec out of them. I know that it would give me more power to do that, but I'm just not in the mood to respec. Like they charge you way too much gold to like reset the trees. So even though I don't need to worry about the gold, it's just it's dumb. It's a principle. So what am I? 25. So I don't get that until 26. Okay. See if I have a ring. I know I have a ring for 25, right? Pretty sure. Yes, right there. I think this is all just stuff, right? Just junk. Yeah. Yeah, I was working crafting on this character. It's at 250 right now. I do have a character on this account that's 400, but I made a video on like how to do crafting, and this was the one that I blasted up for that video. What do you guys think? This is the hardcore mount. That little skull right there. Can you see it? Right there. That's the hardcore. So this mount is 99% identical to the story mode mount, except for that little skull right there. That's it. So all the extra work for hardcore just to get that tiny little skull. I think that they should be on fire. I think that this dude should have red eyes. I think his fangs should be dripping fire. I think his armor should have been red. I think he should be engulfed in flame. And I think when he runs, he should leave little fiery paw prints on the ground, right? And they can do it. They can do it. This is the reward. Oh, wait. Does it not show up here? We need to see. Yeah, there it is. You can see, like, that's the dragon reward for this year. Look at those fiery footprints. See, they're on fire. So they clearly can do it. Anybody gets these, by the way, if you log in, right? Like you're the dragon. I think it's anybody who logs in, right? All you have to do to qualify to get them is to log in. I don't know if you have to have qualified for everything prior to it. So I apologize if I'm saying this incorrectly, but I think all you have to do to get those is just log in. I just don't know how they're doing it. If it's like every month that you log in, you get whatever that month's reward is, or if it's cumulative, like if you log in right now, and it's the first time you've logged in this year, you would get the first month dragon reward. I don't think they did it like that. Maybe you guys can correct me. I think it's basically if you log in right now, that's what you get. For the VIPs, that's different. VIP, you have to have been subbed, and you consecutively get more, so the longer you're subbed. So like the lightning trail that I have on me that you can see, that's like a VIP reward that I got for being VIP all year. And then at the end, like I think the 12-month VIP reward is a lightning cloud that we can fly around on. Pretty cool. Yeah, there's still not a lot of people on the server. It's only a couple hundred people playing right now. It's not a lot of LFMs. I think a lot of people are traveling for the holiday and stuff because Cormyr, I'm on Sarlona right now. Cormyr was pretty much the same. So I hit level 25. I think. You know what I could do? Probably could do those quests in the marketplace. You know what? I'm not going to go there that way. Let's go there this way. I don't even know if these quests give a lot of XP. I think what I've noticed too, I can say very confidently that the lag on Cormier is less now than these live servers. Like I notice more lag here on Sarlona, or when I go to like Arganessen, or I have tunes on all the different servers. Whenever I go to one of the live servers, all of them run now after all the stuff that they did to fix Cormier. Cormier is running really, really good. I'm just not in a rush to do my lantern that I'm working on over there because it needs to be patched. I'm working on the Reaper Cloak one that you can only progress in Reaper, and right now it's bugged. You only get 6 points of durability no matter what kind of Mistalker you kill, and that's supposed to vary. So like if you kill a head of the beast, it's supposed to be 50 points, but right now you'd only get 6 points. So it's I was in the Discord, the DDO Discord, and Severlin posted that they have a fix for that in a patch that's coming. So I'm like kind of hesitant to push that lantern right now because I'm just gonna wait for them to release the patch, because if you can get a lot of heads of the beast, you can fill your lantern really quick as long as you're getting like all the points, right? So the point is to to optimize like the gameplay, right? Don't want to use that one. Yeah, we're going to use this character here. I'm not even going to take this character with me. I'm just going to park it. He'll probably die, though, because I think a bunch of zombies pop here. Garrett's not very bright, but that's okay. We'll leave him there. They redid these a little while ago, these quests, and they made them epic. I don't really know, though, if the XP is good. I hope it is. If it's not, though, I'll do something else. I could always go to Giant Hold. Giant Hold is good. I need to get rid of that one because he might kill the cleric. We can wager on it. I think he's probably gonna die because he's dumb. But yeah, this first one's pretty easy. Got a Blade of the Inquisition. That's cool. An awful lot of zombies. All right, we're done. We're just gonna boogie out of here. Wow, Garrett didn't die. I thought for sure he was gonna die. 60,000. That's not that much. Oh, actually, I need to go outside. I think this mount, by the way, you guys, anybody play WoW? Isn't this mount basically a replica of a rare mount in WoW? I think it is. I think if you were to look up saber-tooth mounts in WoW, you'll find one that looks almost identical to this. I think it was one of the like anniversary mounts in WoW. All right, this is one of the old school instances where you have to go back and talk to the person over and over and over, but they actually changed it. We just had to do it that time, but from now on, in each quest, we're going to get an NPC that pops up we could talk to. So we don't have to run back and talk to that dude up top anymore. We used to have to do that. Actually, this one should be pretty short, so I'm not even going to worry about the cleric. Should be able to get in and out of this one really quick. Oh, that dude. He's a champ. And he hits really hard. You know what I need to do? I need to move that hold monster. Actually, I'm not going to do that. We'll just do that. All right, this chest is trapped. Is it going to hit me? Yes. It didn't hurt, though. Next level, I'll get evasion, so then I won't have to worry about any of that. In here, the biggest risk is the shadows. They can sap your strength and make you helpless, which doesn't matter for me here on like Zarlona, but if I were doing hardcore, it's something that you'd want to pay attention to. And this werewolf, he hits really hard too. Right here.
Silver flame, light the way through war and darkness and despair.
I'm gonna keep the temporary hit points rolling on myself so I don't really take a ton of damage, but you watch my health, like he's hitting me pretty hard. He's got a lot of health too, like 75,000. It's a lot. Every time he hits me, it's like 400 damage. 300 damage, 350. Oh, if anybody's wondering, I don't know if you guys are, but you're probably seeing that regen that I have going on. That comes from my epic stances. So I'm using energy critical, brace, skill mastery, and fast healing. If anybody was wondering. And my epic, pardon me, my iconic is Morning Lord. That gives me more light damage, basically. So sometimes I run with Colors of the Queen, but I decided to go with fast healing because I was going to be doing R4. I find that those 4 that I'm using work really well. Usually, like 90% of the time, that's what I'm using. Find the lever that opens the sanctuary exit. The sanctuary was open. I think that was a bug. That's a lot of Iron Defenders. You use Fortification, but toggle the skill mastery when making a skill check. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there is a really good one. Like, if you didn't have a... I have a Quiver of Alacrity, which basically is a raid reward that gives me 30% striding. I upgraded it, so it gives me 30% striding, and that's from level 1. So as long as I have that equipped, I have my 30% striding. But there is a feat that you get for iconics that actually is really good. This Tiefling Scoundrel, like if you did not have a Quiver of Alacrity, you could get 3 stacks like I have here of Tiefling Scoundrel, and that gives you exactly the same as if you had a Quiver of Alacrity. So that would give you a 30% stance, like movement. So you wouldn't have to worry about like finding boots if you didn't have a movement item. And most people do have movement stuff on their gear, but if you didn't have like low level 1, you could always turn that on for heroics or something like that. Usually I use the Deep Gnome because I use a lot of like color spray and stuff, but for my Warlock build, I use the Morning Lord for the light damage, the extra light. And so this is the NPC they added. You get to talk to him here. That way we don't have to run up and talk to him up top. And now we should be able to just continue like right here. So they made this a lot more... The flow is a lot better now with these new quests because you don't have to worry about running up and down, but it is sort of like an iconic DDO thing to do, right? Where you constantly run back and forth. Like they did it in every single quest area. Sorrow Dusk, Tangle Root, Cult of the Six, like all of them, you're constantly running back and forth, updating the quests. So I kind of feel like for nostalgia purposes, it's kind of lame that they changed it, but I understand the flow is a lot better. All right, so now this dude's going to get killed by a shadow. There's nothing I can do to save him. Nothing I can do, man, right? See? Like, I've tried. This is something I've tried to do. I've tried to save that dude. I don't think you can save him. He's scripted. Yeah, usually the shadows kill people in these quests. Oh, there's a remnant. I've got that VIP boost now to pick up the collectibles, but I've only pulled like 3 of them so far. I don't know how you guys are doing on those VIP crafting bundles that they give us now. I'm not finding any of them. They're so rare. I was excited that we were gonna get all these rare crafting mats finally, you know, right? Because they're usually hard to find because they're rare. But no, that they made those rare. They're actually rare, hard to find. You have 10 of them? You've had way better luck than I've had. It's really good. I'm not finding them at all. I don't really have good luck though. Mikey Geek, hope your holiday's good. Roar back. Hope you guys are doing well. Did you guys get any new video games for the holidays? I got Cyberpunk 2077. If anybody's played it, I started playing it. And I'm loving it. I think it's so cool. It's really amazing. I haven't played it up to this point because it's not, you know, it's not a new game, but super cool. I'm happy that I got it. It's on sale. And really cool. There's a lot of different games that I'm playing. But that's one that I'm working on, like, solo. I probably won't stream that. It is really interesting, though. It's cool. I think I'm going to get the game. Have you guys ever played the redone Oregon Trail? Do you know that game? It's like a remake of that really old school game they used to let us play in school. I think it would be really cool to play that game because you have to like do the Oregon Trail and you have to worry, like, you know, fight famine and disease and starvation and all that stuff. I think it would be fun to do if we if I played it and then like people in chat, you could like say, okay, we're gonna use your name for that particular character, so everybody in chat could have a character, and then we'll see like who going cross country dies of dysentery, who going cross country dies of like starvation. I mean, obviously I would try to keep you guys alive, but we'll see. So I just have to pick that game up. But I think I'm going to do that, and we'll do it like on a weekend. We'll play a Oregon Trail, see if it's fun. It might not be, it might suck, but I remember the old school one. I used to get a kick out of it. I mean, of course, I was a lot younger, right? So. All right, I think we're good to go on this next part here. So this next quest is like the long slog of all these. I think we should be fine without a cleric. I mean, I say that now, but I'm probably gonna wind up dead. Oh, there's a Reaper there right away. Oh, he made his saving throw versus my hold monster. Okay, did not say that. Something is hitting me pretty hard. Okay. It's a bunch of junk on the ground. I'm going to pick it all up. Alright, I'm just going to fight it all right here. They hit really hard. I should throw down webs. I'm not using any fire, so I probably could. Oh, he interrupted me. What a pain. Oh, he made his saving throw. Something has dotted me up. I think it's this hero's soul. Yeah, that was it. So that was a caster that had a damage boost on it. Wasn't as bad as the one in that other quest there, the Wisp. Oh, there's a Reaper. I got them both. The undead are very antisocial. I don't know if you guys noticed. Alright, got the Fear Reaper. Okay, oh, there's a Carnage Reaper. Yeah, most people just quest these low epics in... They do like R1 just because it's quicker. I don't think the extra Reaper is worth the like small amount of XP that I get is worth all the extra work, to be honest, but it's probably a little bit more interesting to watch as a live stream. Just because it's not super easy. Oh, that Plague Reaper hit me. Okay. Oh, I keep breaking all the things. That Mark of Law hits really hard. It's either him or this archer on here is hitting really hard. I don't need any of that. I don't know what I do that makes them shatter like that. Right? Maybe they're saying I'm ugly. I'm so ugly that stone crumbles when I walk by it. You've heard of people breaking glass, breaking mirrors. I break tombstones when I walk by them. Okay, I'm gonna put a dancing ball here, just in case. Can I get it? Yes. I guess I don't really need to worry about him. Oh, look at all those. There's a lot. There's a lot of angry undead. What module was that for D&D? Was it the Borderlands? The original module where you're like in the town, you're at the inn, and then at night they had to barricade the city because the undead would just like crawl into the town and beat on all the doors and drag away anybody that they found. So like everybody would huddle. They would like barricade themselves in like the temple, and then like at night that was like the opening of the module. You'd have to like help them fight off the undead, and then the next day the whole start of the quest was now go to the graveyard and find out where all these undead are coming from. I forget what quest that is. I thought it was Keep on the Borderlands. I thought that was the original start to that, but I'm probably wrong. It's probably something else. It is possible that a friend of mine just made that up, or maybe that was a module that I ran when I was younger and I'm misremembering. Have you guys ever noticed that? Have you ever misremembered something from when you were younger and you're like convinced that it's absolutely true, but it didn't happen? So there was something that happened with like a People magazine released like a Sexiest Man of the Year. It happened to be the same exact year that Patrick Stewart wound up for Star Trek The Next Generation. This is when I was young. This is when I was a kid. But my memory is that Patrick Stewart was on a magazine cover at the same time that People magazine had Sexiest Man Alive. I forget who the actual Sexiest Man Alive was, but my mind, I mixed the two together. So for years, I thought Patrick Stewart wound up on the cover of the Sexiest Man Alive on People. And I always thought that that magazine was like a joke because of that. Because I'm like, who would vote like that bald guy as like Sexiest Man Alive just because he's in Star Trek? And I said that to somebody like later on, like, I can't believe Patrick Stewart was Sexiest Man Alive. And they're like, he was never the Sexiest Man Alive. Are you on drugs? Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you think that? And I'm like, well, it's not me. He was on the cover of a magazine. And it turned out to not be true. I completely fabricated it all in my head. I hallucinated it. He was on some magazine cover for Star Trek for something that he did. I forget what it was. We could probably Google it and like find out exactly what it was, but yeah, don't trust your memory, right? Or at least me, I have to remember that. Like, I mix the two memories together. I shake them, bake them. I'm sure I've done that with other stuff too. Hand like feet, good to see you. Hope you're having a good holiday. I like those next gen Star Treks though. Really good stuff. You guys probably like them too though, right? Like, really good TV. I haven't seen any of that new Star Trek show, but I did just read something about how it has officially been announced that whatever happened during that show is not going to be considered canon, and it's been expunged from the Star Trek compendiums. So apparently, like, people have any of you guys seen the latest Star Trek show? Apparently people have been very upset with it. I've never seen it at all. I didn't even know what it's about. I did watch that short that they made with Kirk where he goes and he like holds Spock's hand, the one with no talking, the one that they just released. I forget what it's called, Unification or something like that. That was good. But I haven't seen the new show. I have a feeling they're going to do that with a lot of stuff, right? Like, I think they did the same thing with that Star Wars show Acolyte. I think that they have said that that's not going to be canon either. So probably because a lot of people hated that. I would love for them to publicly say that Rings of Power is not going to be added to the canon of Lord of the Rings because it's complete garbage. I mean, no offense if you like that show, but I can't even watch it. It's so bad. Which is too bad because I am the audience that you would make a Lord of the Rings live action TV show for. As somebody who reads The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings every year, and I have for, 20 years, like, I can't think of a better audience than me for something like that. I tried. I really did try. I watched season 1. I slugged through that, and then season 2, I watched 2.5 episodes, and I shut it off. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of done with this bullshit." Dark, good to see you. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holiday. Okay, I have to do this side stuff here. Yeah, okay. I remember. The light damage that I'm pumping off my aura should just kill these shadows right off. Right? Like, I'm not even going to worry about them. There's a Plague Reaper. Hey. Dude. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take all the junk. Okay, I need to do this. Easy. Yeah, we're dealing with the traps by not worrying about the traps. That's how we're dealing with the traps. It's the best way. We just ignore them. We pretend they're not there. I ignore them. They ignore me. Okay, there we go. Any of you guys in chat, did you travel or did you stay home for the holiday? I did not travel, so luckily I didn't have to deal with any of it, but I know a lot of people who did. These levers shut off the traps, by the way. Stayed home? Yeah, me too. I used to travel a lot on the holidays when I was younger. And then, like, one time I was sitting in traffic on the way to my aunt's house, and I was in traffic for like 2 hours, and I was just getting really stressed out. And I said to myself, why am I on holiday but like so stressed? I need to make my holiday an actual holiday by not traveling so much. And so I stopped. That was like really the last year, and like my holidays have been a lot more enjoyable. Where I live, Boston, like Boston traffic is awful. So anytime you have to go through Boston or near Boston or around Boston, it's just a disaster. Where is this dude? Oh, I know where he is. Right? Is he north here? Or am I wrong? Oh, he's south. Yeah, he's south. I think, right? Isn't he? Or if he's not here, there's a quest that I can just go into right here. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with R4. Why not? All the damn work to get all the damn past lives. We might as well put him to work. Ghouls hit so hard. Look at all the damage. 400, 400. It's crazy how hard they hit. It's because they do like a piercing, like a fortification bypass. It's bullshit. Too bad when I apply the light to that thing that it doesn't destroy all these undead. Yeah, look at that, 370 damage. It's a lot of damage, man. All right, so thought that a giant scorpion popped in this one. No? Okay, that's cool. I'll take it. Yeah, we're gonna just ignore the trap. Right? We ignore it will ignore us. And for this quest here, yeah, I'll go this way. He died fast. All right, Marguerite. We'll talk to her. I've been looking everywhere for you. She's like, bro, run. This is new. It's totally new. They changed the way this fight is. They used to get chased up the ramp, like you have the thing chase you. And the strat used to be to like leave a hireling behind. Or, you guys probably remember. Some people would just run, not even fight it. But this isn't that bad. It does have a lot of hit points though, and it is a CR 40. El Shalor though, I mean it sounds like a seafood restaurant, doesn't it? Like we have like a place here on the East Coast called Belle Isle, which is really good seafood, if you like it. I mean, in New England, there's a lot of good seafood everywhere, but that's just like one restaurant that I know of. That's what I always think of it when I see that monster. All right, we're going to ignore the trap, right? We ignore the trap will ignore us. Tried to give us a suntan, that's all. Okay, is that it? Retreat to the stairs and escape. That's it. And does the dude pop out here? I forget. I'm gonna hang out and just wait and see that that NPC doesn't pop up. I don't think he does, though. Alright, yeah, we're good to go. Right, so I think what I have to do is go all the way up and talk to... Yeah, okay. The power of Eternia. Aren't they making a live-action He-Man movie? I think they are. Around the holidays, I like to watch old school, like, fantasy movies. So I'm going to watch Legend. Like, Tom Cruise made a movie, Legend, with Tim Curry. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch the old movie Krull, which is, like, one of my favorites. I think that's super cool. It's got a super corny ending, but, like, the Act 1 and 2 of Krull are really good. Like, solid D&D style fantasy. And by today's standards, they look really stupid, old, but... Alright, we're gonna attack. We have to attack this thing again. I wonder though, right? Like, is it better to do it down here or up top? I don't know. This thing has fortification bypass too. I'm like getting critically hit. There we go. So I don't know if they changed this quest, but it used to be really easy to bug it out by going into there. So I'm not going into there because I don't want to bug this out. I don't know if it's still the case, but... Oh, another Reaper. Oh, that's a lot of undead. Okay, here we go. We're done. We go up now. Right, so I'm not going in there. I'm just gonna basically poke my head in there for a second and back out. Ah, that's a lot of ghouls. What the hell, man? I think I'm gonna die. Alright, no, I'm not gonna die. Super easy. That was super easy. I wasn't afraid at all. I may have been afraid for a second, but... Now I'm just having a silent panic attack. Alright, hopefully, you think I'll get more? Yeah, of course. There's so many monsters. Alright, we're gonna throw down our E-Bards. Maybe that'll help. Alright, I need to go up top. Will they jump back? Yes, of course you did. They're so annoying. They do that thing where they jump. Think there's gonna be a million of them? Yep. Oh. Oh god. More. We don't care about the zombies. It's the ghouls that really suck. The zombies are easy. Here's a web. Gosh, as long as I'm standing right next to the Fear Reaper, it's not going to put the dot on me, so I don't have to worry about it. I think we're good to go. Just one ghoul? What a loser. Alright, more. You guys like the quest where you turn into a rat? I was reading on the forum, like, a lot of people got upset about that quest. I don't understand why. I didn't mind it. I thought it was interesting. Oh my god, did you see that? Oh, dude. Tanya? Yeah, that thing hit me so hard that I said, did you see how hard it hit me? And then I was dead. Look at that thing. This is why these champions completely suck. Let's look and see what he's got. Can I even look? On-hit poison. On-hit damage. He's vulnerable to good damage boost. So this thing was boosted for 3. Poison and an on-hit extra damage plus a damage boost. Yeah, that's cheating, man. This thing cheated. This thing hit harder than like 5 Plague Reapers. CR36 Ghoul. And like my fortification, it was like I had none. See, I might actually have something on me. I can... Shit. You know what? Aren't I at a shrine? I am. Well, that was lucky. What do you think? If I res casually, do you think they'll notice that I'm here? Like, we're gonna try to res as casually as I can. Okay, they have not noticed that I'm here. We're just gonna stay casual, right? Alright, now I'm going to cheat. I'm gonna basically use my casual buff in order to debuff them. There. Screw you, man. Alright, he's gone. So that's really like how bad the champs can be. Like, see, the Reapers are nothing. So it doesn't even matter. Like, they're easy. It's those goofball champions who get like triple buffed. So it's dangerous to do R4s on hardcore because of stuff like that. Like, you can be doing great. 99% of the mobs are super easy, and then you get one crazy triple buff ghoul that'll just instantly erase you. And that's what it was. I had like 2 seconds to react to that, and the first second I wasted like talking about how hard he was hitting me. I should have just got out of there immediately. Like, hit my my Fae thing, whatever it's called. The Misty Escape. Oh, there's more. The ghouls they're scary, man. There is a champ right there, that Infernal Pact. Oh, he's not hitting me as hard, thankfully. Oh, it's a Famine Reaper. Oh, he saved. Get me out of that, whatever that is. No, we already fought the toughest mob we're probably going to see today. That ghoul. Although that dude just hit me for a dot that hit me pretty hard. Yeah, it's one of the reasons, like, I'm thinking, well, I could go into Delera. I need to farm for, like, a voice, right? Some of the undead, they hit so hard. I don't want to really underlevel it. So Thaddeus is fighting me now. If I don't fight the monster of Bel Shalor, I fight it up here. So basically it's better to fight that, because I don't think you have to fight Thaddeus if you don't fight the monster down below. I think this is an extra fight. I might be wrong though, but I don't ever remember fighting this dude. Well, at least we got the level, right? At least all that BS where we died to a crazy triple buffed ghoul led to us getting level 26. That's good. And we still have a fight in here. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna throw up a bunch of CCs. There we go. god, I forgot about this. What the hell? This is insane. Alright, got the Famine Reaper. I forgot that that dude shows up, that emissary. Gotta get rid of some of these casters. Something is hitting me pretty hard. Not sure what though. I think it's that pandemonium back there. He's gone. Alright, I'm just gonna fight everything in. Like, I'm gonna put up another Sleet Storm. We'll just fight everything in the Sleet Storm. Even though they're bosses, it blinds whatever's in it, right? So. Nice. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So you can just kill the little flame skull and everything vanishes. That's good. Up a lot of junk. I think that's rare. See if they give me anything. Nope. We'll take the legendary victory though. Did it give me... So I have favor. Yeah, I have favor with the drow, but not with these people yet. So I have to go level, but I might as well go over here first. Actually, you know what? The epic person is like literally right here. Alright, there's 26. What am I doing? Yeah, I didn't do any of these because I used like an autos to get back up quick because I didn't want to. I'm not really playing over here now on Cormyr. So this is Sarlona. I just happen to have one. I didn't even buy one. I think go to Sharn. Probably not going to use that, so I'll just get rid of it. Is this armor even good? Spell resist, heal, superior undead guard, physical shelter. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, we have our level 26 ring. It's always the same ring, basically. Sheltering spell resist, insightful spell saves, and then I use fear immunity. I don't really need the fear immunity. I could have anything in there. But It just happens to be how I had it set up. Is that sword good? Ghost Bane, Unnatural Bane, Holy, 5, Silver. Yeah, I guess that's alright. Just gonna get all this stuff into the bank and I'll deal with it later. Like I'll crunch it or something. I got a cloak too. Cloak of the Asylum. Will, Sheltering, Hide, Move Silent. No, that's garbage. I mean, it's good, I guess, if you're a stealth class, but I probably wouldn't. Alright, so we did the gear. All that's good. How many points do I have? 4 points, so I can grab that. I grab my evasion, so that's good. And then over here, I can grab guard up. That's fine. Yeah, so guard up. It doesn't do any damage, but it'll give us a bunch of hit points. So if Carry and Swarm isn't working, we can always just use that. It's more defensive, but it will keep us alive. It's good. I'm gonna put that over there. Okay, yes, I have everything on the bar. The Dragon Aura feet, they're so cool. Okay, if you didn't know, I say this every time, but when you level up, if you're just coming back and you forgot this, every time you level up and you update a skill, you have to re-drag it to the bar. So, like if I leveled up and I made one of these skills better, you have to re-drag it to the bar. I didn't affect any of these skills though. All I basically did was add guard up, so I grabbed it and dragged it over there. But like if I updated my mantle, because I think I can put 3 points into it. I already did, but if I was running with 2 and then I added the third point, I have to re-drag this down here and then turn it back on. Because the bars don't update whenever you level up. The game is not that smart. Like, even though you level this stuff up, if you don't update your bar, you'll be using an old copy of it. I kind of was hoping that they'd fix that, but it is what it is. Level 26, probably the best place to go is Giant Hold, right? At 26, maybe. I mean, technically I can do anything, but it's probably the best level appropriate place to go. And if I'm soloing R4, probably be the easiest, I guess. Yeah, I'll go this way. So I kind of wish they let us pick the color of the wings, like the dragon wings, the color of the dragon feet, the color of that lightning trail. Like, I think it would have been really cool if they let us pick the colors that we wanted of all the stuff, so we could really like customize a character. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to do like a black dragon theme instead of the mix. And then I think it would have been really nice if they let us also pick the color of the dragon mount that we wanted, instead of just getting that big green one. Right? I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I think it would have been cool, because as somebody who cares about like how my character looks, I like the idea that I could color code, you know, like if I were playing a Dragonborn or a Dragon Lord doing acid damage, like that's Black Dragon, I'd want it all themed black. If I were doing ice, I would want it all themed white. Like, I think that would be really cool. So some people don't care about that at all, but some people do care about that stuff. I happen to be one of the types of people who cares. Like, I do like that. It's not so much that I like the butterfly wings, the fae wings that I have. I wear them a lot because they took a lot of work to earn them. So I kind of want to, like, remember that it was not easy to get them. I did a lot of work to get them. So that's why I turned them on. And Reaper wings are kind of the same. You know, you have to get 75 points to get them, but I think the Fey wings look better. It would be cooler if they had other types, like in Path of Exile 2. If you get the Fey, you can get like a Fey wing package. They have like butterfly. They have this other weird type. This like they're like a they look kind of like a dragon. There's a dragonfly. Like there's 3 or 4 different kinds. So it's really cool. Like I would have taken like those blue dragon wings that they gave us that look kind of like they come from like a dragon lich, like an electrified Draco lich. They're not actually like leathery. They look kind of like skeletal. And then they're bright blue. I would love that if I could have got them in like a matte black. Bro, I'd be wearing those like all the time. Like, that would be fucking awesome. That would look badass. Yeah, or if I did white, like if I put myself in all white armor, you know, made my skin super pale, used like a white, snow white hair dye, and then could get like ice white wings, that would look really cool too. I think it would have been really cool if they let us color code, like, you know, have everything the same color. On a white dragon mount. Yeah, that would have been really, really cool. Alright, we're sticking with R4. Right. Way more interesting to watch me die horribly than just cakewalk through. I could probably try R6, but the problem with that is that the damage goes up so high. The minute you get like a Vengeance Reaper and you don't deal with it correctly, it just turns into a shit show. If for some reason, like I accidentally killed it first and buffed everything, it would just be a disaster. So it's really that Vengeance buff that makes it. If they didn't throw out that buff, they would be easy. It would be no problem. The Despair Reapers are no problem. Oh, Fear Reaper. Alright, so the good news is now I have evasion. Oh, he completely looks like he made a saving throw. I'm just gonna make him dance. There we go. I would love to have that spell in real life, by the way. Oh yeah, you're pissing me off? Well, I'm gonna force you to dance. There you go. You're gonna dance like MC Hammer. Right, Otto's irresistible dance. It'd be really nice to have that in real life. I see the Carnage Reaper. Oh, I got them all except the Carnage Reaper. It was a good hold, though. I got everything but the Carnage Reaper. There we go. All right, let's take a look. We just want to make sure. We're going to verify that I'm not insane. Well, I might still be insane, but we're going to verify this anyway. Where does it show up? Okay, I don't see it there. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, there it is right there. All right, evasion. And then my reflex save is 76. All right, I should be able to just make sure. All right, I'm buffed, right? I'm buffed. All right, so because sometimes these are trapped. I just want to make sure that I'm not like instantly killed by a trap if I fail my saving throw. No, that was good. So we should be able to ignore the traps now. If you have low PRR and low armor class, evasion is a really good option to help stay alive. You know, like you decide either I'm going to stack PRR or I'm going to stack reflex saves and evasion. I think it's pretty, not always, but generally, I think that's a good way to look at how to build a character. I tend to go less PRR and more for evasion because I like to wear like light armor generally. So, but it's completely up to you what you want to do for your character. People who stack PRR though, like it makes you really survivable, so it's definitely good. Whereas evasion, if you fail a reflex save, you know, if you roll a 1, then you can still fail. And it's not improved evasion, it's just regular evasion, so. But it's better than nothing. Oh, I missed the Skyborn. He's dead, though. Alright, I've got the Famine Reaper. We got him. Yeah, hear that noise? It sounds like a shh. That's when they power up. I think they do it every 10 seconds or something, like the Famine Reapers. So the longer they're on the field, or the board, however you want to describe it, like if we talk about it like it's a chessboard, the longer they're on the board, the stronger they get. So they're dangerous, but I still think the Fear Reapers are a little more dangerous. Everybody's going to have their own opinions, though. All right, I don't need any of that stuff, but I'm picking it all up anyway. You think I'll die in a trap right now? We're gonna try not to die in a trap. We'll buff up with a bunch of fake hit points. And we'll open the lever. Okay, nope, we didn't hit it. God, that was the worst hold that I've thrown so far. I only got one. I'm not going to waste the CC on them. I'm going to use it on these two. Oh, we got the dog too. Or the wolf, whatever it is. And this gets kind of sticky here, so... Oh, he's easy. All right, here we go. Trap. 3,400. Nope, no trap. That's good. Yeah, if you go through here and try that, you might hit a trap. Like, if they're random. I'm surprised I didn't find one, to be honest. That dude just hit me for 1,000 damage. What the fuck, man? That's a lot, bro. You think he'll be here? I hope he's here. I hope I don't have to go into the back room there. Oh, no, he's not here either. That was a good hold. We got them all. That was great. All right, the other lever's usually trapped, so we'll try this side. Nope, of course, he's in the last room that I checked. Barnacles. Okay, this I'm gonna buff up all of my temporary hit points for because it might be trapped. Oh, no, that wasn't. There we go. That fire raining down from the sky was from the Meteoric Star Ruby. They really are good. I'd love to get one on Cormier. I haven't got anything cool like that yet. All right, I'm just gonna put up a like a dancing ball to catch all this junk. I see Reapers. I see a whole bunch of nonsense. So there we go. Look at that. I mean, the Enchanter part of this build is solid, man. Like, there's a lot of CC we can do. So it's really cool. Like, even if we don't do any minions at all, like, the Enchanter part's good. All right, so I'm going invisible. And because I'm not going to fight the monsters on either side. I don't really care. I just want to, you know, get out of here. So they could technically see me if I got close, but they didn't, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then here, I'm just going to go inside this tent. And we're just going to throw down all of our CC. Throw up a dancing ball, too. really good XP for these quests, generally. I'm not going to worry about anything out there either. Just going to leave. You can see they're still trying to hit me. All the spears are sticking into the tent. Yeah, we're going to earn the long Reaper Cloak on Cormyr. That's the last thing I really care about. I don't care about the shield because I don't really use shields. And I don't care about the short cloak. Although I have been like filling a story mode short cloak just to have a lantern flare on me. But I'm not really going to worry about them. If I'm right, I've been saying that they're probably going to keep the lantern event on until the summertime. If I'm right, then I probably will eventually fill all the skull lanterns. Like, I'll probably fill all 5 of them. Just because, like, I'll have the time to do it. I'm not going to rush, but, like, if it's on for another few months, then why not? I don't think that they're going to do more than one event a year. My feeling is they're probably going to do this lantern-style hardcore once a year, and I think they're probably going to run it for like 9 months if my vibe on what's going to happen is accurate. I think because they made the lanterns fill so slow and you can only do it one at a time, and there's 10 lanterns. If you average it out, it's like 1 lantern a month. That's 10 months, right? So I think from my perspective, it makes sense considering that Cormyr is the 64-bit servers are permanent. There's no reason to shut it off and rush anything, right? So I think that they're going to keep the 64-bit servers VIP. If they add another one, they might, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. That dude hit me with like a irresistible dance. That's crazy. Yeah, so I've said this before, like, Death Smile, like, my new home is Cormyr, so the guild, that's our new, like, home base, but if they do another old school style hardcore league, we'll be there as well. And if they allow transfers to Cormyr, then I'm moving my main from Sarlona to Cormyr. Like, so I eventually will, like, merge everything I have over to that 64-bit server, and that'll be, going forward, that'll be, like, my new permanent home, and then whatever they do for hardcore will show up and do it, whatever it is. If it's, like, I doubt they're going to do the old school, like, style where they use a separate server, just because I just don't think they're going to do it again, but it would be cool. So whatever it is that they do, though, we'll be there. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not really stressing out about my character on Cormyr. I'm not going to, like, start throwing lots of past lives on it or trying to go for triple completionist on it, because I have a feeling they eventually will make the transfers active. And I don't really plan on doing all the work that I've done on this character again. I know a lot of people have, like, multiple many life tunes, but I just have never really been a fan of that grind. Like, I just wanted to do it on one character. All of my other characters are pretty much like first life tunes. I do have a few other characters that I've done like 3 or 4 TRs on, but it just was like something I did at the time, nothing I really planned out. though they said that they're never going to do transfers to the 64-bit servers, then it's possible that I might, you know, like, assuming that the game's around for another 10 or 20 years, like I might actually, you know, reincarnate again and again and again over on Cormyr on that character, but it's highly unlikely that I'll do that. But we'll see. You never know, right? You never know. It's not the plan. It's gonna be hard though to catch up to this character because this character's got almost every past life in the game, right? I mean, I've been working on this character for a long time, so there's a lot of Reapers in this room here. Get rid of the Fear Reaper first. Okay, and is there a Reaper down here? There, I hear it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now we can deal with the boss. Yeah, I'm still having luck with my Carrion Swarm. Like, I haven't noticed that it sucks. So, even though they nerfed it, it's still, you know, I'm still having luck with it. It's definitely not as good as it used to be, but it's still, you know, it still works. It used to be like god tier, amazing. Now it's just okay. It's good. If you've got good caster DCs, it's good. But even if it hits, the damage isn't like it used to be. It used to be really obscene, like super, super hard hitter. So that was a really good hold. Got everything, just about, almost everything. That's one of the reasons I love the Primal Avatar so much, is that the mantle that I'm in, it doesn't matter if I cast a spell, it doesn't matter if I run up and swing my sword at it, I'm still proccing the mantle damage on it, so it allows me to sort of play this mixed caster melee style that is an Enlightened Spirit. Think I'll get a VIP thing out of this? I did! That's like the 4th one that I've got. That's so random. I can't believe that actually worked. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'll show it just so you can see what it is. You probably do know, but I'll show it after this fight. They added it as one of the VIP perks. Every month they've been making our VIP perks a little bit better. I'm hoping that they continue these on year after year too. Like, I'm hoping every year they don't reset and then we have to re-earn the VIP rewards. I hope that they keep them all the same. But so this here, that VIP crafting material token is part of this thing. You loot them. They're really rare, but you loot them and then it allows you to claim, and then you can pick up for a rare crafting mat. And some of these in here are like really rare. Like you can get a lightning split sword. Those were like one of the rarest mats in the game for a while. Super expensive if you were to sell them. I don't think people care about them now, but back in the day, they used to be used to do a ritual, and it was super hard. You need 5 of them. So, but all this stuff, if you do any Kenneth crafting, all this stuff is super useful to be able to get. So it's good to find these things. Not a lot of people do Kenneth crafting these days. I wouldn't say not a lot, but like it's not as popular as it used to be, just because the set bonus from all the expansion gear is so good. You don't really need to do Kenneth crafting anymore. Like, it used to be super helpful to have a crafter on your account, but now you can, if you have all the expansions, or even just like Feywild, Isle of Dread, Saltmarsh, like, you probably don't need to do Kenneth crafting at all. Because all the gear, like Saltmarsh gear is level 3, Feywild is level 5, Isle of Dread is level 7. And then all of it has, like, you can turn the Saltmarsh gear into epic level 20. And then all of the legendary set bonuses for them are really good. So it's like, don't really need to Kenneth craft. I mean, you can fill in gaps here and there, but it's just something like that you would do because you like to craft, not because you need it. It used to be at one point in time in the game that it was really, really useful and helpful to be able to craft, but not anymore. That's different. All right, so we're throwing out Sleet Storm. We're going to fight everything basically in the Sleet Storm. We're going to use that to keep us safe. The Sleet Storm is going to make anything that enters into it move slower, and it's going to be blinded. And then it also has a chance to knock it down. The bosses are immune to everything, but I don't think that they're immune to the blind. I think, in other words, I think anything that goes into it is blind. So I might be wrong, but I am pretty squishy, and they're not really hitting me. I'm fighting them inside it. I think it's a good strat. You do need to have freedom of movement, though, in order to stand in the Sleet Storm. Otherwise, you can get knocked down. And then that would make the quest way worse. But I think it's good, like, if you were wondering, like, what is a good spell to take, Sleet Storm is I think it's one of the best spells in the game, actually. Arcane Tempest is one of the best. Absolutely, like, essential to have that if you're doing a caster. It's super useful. Yeah, I'm always underwhelmed by the XP that this quest gives. Let's see if I can pick up another VIP thing. Nope. All right, I'm going to stretch and get some tea. I've been going now for almost 4 hours, so yeah, I think it's good to take a bit fiver. Throw myself in the bar here. I'll open the build up if people want to look at it. Like I said, it's posted on the DDO forum under the Warlock section. It's my Minion Enchanter build. That's my main build that I play. And I think it's super fun. So, what are we going to do? Over here, we definitely want to get this. And probably the next one I'll go is... Yeah, we'll do Conjuration here. That's good. Okay. Oh, let me open that. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take 5. stretch. Hope you guys are having a great day. And I'll be back in 5.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, hid there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la, we love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la la, we love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la la, we love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la, we love games. Hunting old crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest, then embark. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la, we love games. Hunting old crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest, then embark. We love games. We la 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 la. Hunting old crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest, then embark. We love games. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la, we love games. Hey la, Mary la, oh la la la, la 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 la.